Welcome back and welcome to the Current Reads. Every other Wednesday, we see what people are checking out from libraries all over our viewing area. We've been to 25 libraries so far, bringing us to today's stop at the Sterling Public Library. This Carnegie building was first opened back in 1905. Today it has more than 60,000 volumes for you to enjoy. Library Square is just off 5th Street in Sterling, just a few blocks away from the Rock River. And with how hot it is outside, maybe you're looking for a good book to enjoy next to the pool or while you're indoors by the air conditioner. That's why we have Abigail McWilliams, Sterling's children's librarian, joining us now in the Current. Abigail, thank you so much for being here with us. I'm curious, has the library been extra busy with all this heat this week?
Yes, usually both ends of the spectrum are usually really busy at the library, whether it's really cold or really hot.
All right, well, that brings us to our book recommendations for us. You picked 3 novels, and they all have a really cool message about authenticity and, being who you are is the key to finding real happiness. So let's start with your first pick, The Violin Conspiracy. What is this book?
Our main character, Ray, playing the violin has always been the most important thing to him. And shortly before he is supposed to compete in this very prestigious musical competition, he finds his priceless violin missing with a ransom note for $5 million in its place. And so the rest of the book goes back and forth between the present day mystery of what happened to his violin and chapters that talk about his childhood growing up as a Black boy and then a young man in the South. And this book really liked how compelling, or this book club really liked how compelling the mystery was and all of the different characters in this book.
Yeah, I think it's so cool. It brings in these themes that we don't see a lot, or at least we maybe aren't represented that much about, how racism plays a big role in classical music as well. But, he's got this huge gift and he just wants to share his talent to the world. I think it's an incredible book. And just like the second book that you chose for us, sticking with our theme, you have The Authenticity Project for your second pick. What is this book about? Oh, I'm so sorry, Abigail. Your sound cut out. Do you want to start that over?
Yes, so the first character that we meet in this book is Julian, and he's very lonely. He's sort of a curmudgeon, but he decides that because nobody tells the truth, he is going to tell the truth of his own life. So he writes his story in a notebook and leaves it out in public for anybody to find. And the rest of the book, we get the different perspective of all of these people that live in this English city, and they all have very different backgrounds. They have varying degrees of quirkiness. And the book club members that came to this book club really liked how they could identify with at least one person in the book. And each chapter kind of overlaps a little bit with different events. So you got to see the same event from different.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's like 6 strangers that write their stories in this notebook. And I was really drawn to this one character. She's a Instagram mommy blogger, and she's talking about how what you see on social media is not what things are like in reality in her own life. I think you're so right. Anyone can relate to this book. And that brings us to your third pick for us. You got Last Night at the Telegraph Club. I mean, this book has just won so many awards. What is this story about?
So our main character in this book is Lily. She's a Chinese American girl who falls in love with one of her friends, Kath, who is also a girl, which would be complicated enough. It really complicates her friendship with her childhood friend, Shirley, and struggle to be accepted by her parents. But the book gets even more complicated because it takes place in 1950s.
Oh, shoot.
Targeted because...
Sorry, Abigail, we lost your sound there for a second, but you were saying she's growing up in 1950s in Chinatown.
Yes, and it's during the Red Scare, and her father is actually being targeted because their family's Chinese American, even though he earned his citizenship through working for the U.S. military. And as somebody that doesn't always love historical fiction, I really liked how it felt both timeless and like you were stepping into a different era and you got to live there for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason this book has won so many awards. But before I let you go, you have had a bunch of kids up in Sterling doing the Summer Reading Challenge, and they've been trying to add up how many books they've been reading. They've been working towards some community prizes, and I hear they've won 2 of them already. What's going to happen?
All 4. And the last 2 prizes are 2 events that one of our library clubs helped plan. So this Saturday, we're going to have a party at the Westwood Kids Gym. It's kind of like a jungle gym. We'll have cake and snacks. And then next Tuesday, any kid that participated in the summer reading program can have a turn throwing a pie in my face. So that will be very exciting.
What a great way to end the summer. Abigail, I so appreciate your book recommendations for us today and for your time. Thank you so much for being here with us. Well, if you guys at home want to check out any of these books or the programs that we mentioned, head on over to WQAD.com and click on the As Seen on TV tab at the top of the homepage.